Former state lawmaker Tom Hawk was honored Thursday night by the League of Women Voters of Manhattan and Riley County. Hawk was presented the Good Government Award and emphasized the value of being involved in groups like the League of Women Voters in a digital and online age.
One of our dilemmas is convincing young people that this is the way they can engage and make a difference in their communities. And ultimately, it's their pathway if they have other ambitions and want to make bigger impact, like run for the legislature. You have to get to know people, and you can't really get to know people electronically.
The retired former state lawmaker served in both the House and Senate before retiring midway through his third term in the Senate. The league awards $500 to the honoree's charity of choice. Hawk picked Be Able, a local charity formed in 2020 that helps those facing adversity by creating connections, cultivating skills, and creating opportunities. Construction on the two roundabouts north of Manhattan on US 24 is slated to begin on Monday, which will close the highway between K13 and Sethchild Road through the end of the year. Riley County Commissioner Catherine Foke says the closure will be tough on motorists and urges pre-planning routes.
I've driven it, and I think I would probably take Anderson through Keats and pick up the roundabout there and go to either Kimball and get to Sethchild or go on to Anderson and pick up Sethchild if that's the way you're going.
The Kansas Department of Transportation is also adding a shoe-fly bypass for those needing access to Sethchild from Highway 24.
They're almost finished with that. They're going to have to pave it, but they've really been working on that to give somebody an alternate, kind of a little bypass onto Sethchild.
A temporary signal was also installed at the intersection of Marlatt Avenue and Sethchild to help with anticipated increases in the traffic flow on Marlatt. Foke tells K-Man she likes the idea of making that signal a permanent one. A local organization is hoping to drum up interest in updating a US 24 corridor management study. Jared Tremblay, a planning manager for the Flint Hills Metropolitan Planning Organization, says the most recent study was conducted in 2009 and it primarily included Manhattan to Wamego.
We would like, and the City of Manhattan has interest in extending the study up Tuttle Creek Boulevard to Marlatt Avenue. And we're talking with Riley County about how do we extend it further to the town of Riley, because we all know there's been a number of serious fatal crashes at intersections up by the city of Riley.
The study aims to identify solutions to craft policy decision that improves safety and alleviates capacity concerns. Tremblay says the 2009 plan identified the future need of a traffic signal at US 24 and Levy Drive.
That sat there for 15 years, and then the city of Manhattan built their joint maintenance facility down there, so all of a sudden you have a lot more traffic that will be entering and exiting the highway. And so the traffic study looked at that and said, it meets these warrants. It needs the traffic light. Oh, by the way, we had planned for that. And so you're able to go to KDOT and you're able to do a project where the state helps fund that project so the city doesn't take it all on.
The MPO has been engaging local government entities and is hoping to announce plans for an updated study soon. School officials are moving forward on a 7-year contract for ELA curriculum after 2 years of research and a successful pilot this year. The Manhattan-Ogden School Board unanimously approved the purchase and adoption of Ready Magnetics ELA high-quality instructional materials, which guides how literacy is taught in the classroom based on current ELA standards. Angie Motley, a 5th grade teacher at Amanda Arnold, says her students found stories included within the curriculum to be engaging.
So it was rough at the beginning, and it'll be rough for students just starting it because they're not used to that much written response to their reading, but it's paid off because they did amazing.
The district will pay $1.6 million for the contract with Ready Magnetics. Several elementary and middle school classrooms have been piloting the resources this year.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, With the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. K-State men's basketball associate head coach Uric Malaghy is headed back to the Lone Star State for an assistant position at Texas. Malaghy served as the associate head coach under Jerome Tang in all 3 of his seasons in Manhattan. He joins new Longhorn head coach Sean Miller, who had coached Xavier to a March Madness appearance this season. Michaela Rich has entered the transferred portal as first reported by On3. The 6'7" sophomore appeared in just 13 games this past season, averaging 13 minutes per and scoring 6 points per contest. He went nearly 2 months without playing a game in Big 12 play between an Oklahoma State matchup with the Cats in early January and UCF on February 26th. K-State's Serena Sundell and Ioka Lee have been named Women's Basketball Coaches Association All-American Honorable Mentions. Jalen Glenn has been selected to the Above the Rim Summit, being held this weekend at the Final Four in Tampa, an event that is held by NCAA Leadership Development in an effort to help attendees understand how to navigate potential professional paths in the WNBA and abroad. K-State shortstop Maximus Martin has been named to the USA Baseball Golden Spikes Award mid-season watch list. Martin becomes the 4th Wildcat in school history to make that list as he leads the team in 8 offensive categories. The Cats head to Stillwater for a 3-game conference set at Oklahoma State that starts tonight with coverage on News Radio KMAN beginning at 5:30. The Royals, after an off day yesterday, are back home. They open a set.